Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Generation Millennium. I'm your visually impaired host, Jeffro Madness, and we are in the final stretch of my Let's Go Pikachu playthrough because when we last left off, I got to the Indigo Plateau, and it's now taken to take on the Elite Four. I could have tacked on this at the end of the last episode, but given the fact that I'm pretty much just gonna run through Elite Four, Champion, and the credits all simultaneously, I just felt it wasn't worth tacking on, especially considering my current recording situation. I can only record for about an hour straight before I need to take a quick 15-minute break. So it would have gone over the recording time, and then I would have had my guardians, for lack of a better word, breathing down my neck. So to save us some time and hassle in that department, I decided to just tack this on as a final episode. But if you guys want me to continue onward, I mean, we got Lorelei, then Bruno, Agatha, Lance, then Champion, credits, and if you do want me to continue the post-game deluxe, Cerulean Cave, maybe do the Seafoam Islands, Power Plant, go back to Victor Red from Moltres, or heck, maybe showed you that I actually know how to play this game, and I can track down all the Pokemon in a single save file, then yes, I can go back and do all that. And the way you can tell me to do that is either via comments or by what the wait, you survived? How? Am I not using Thunder Punch? No, I am, but somehow it didn't do enough damage. That's weird. I managed to one-shot you before. Maybe that was a low roll or something? Because for those of you who aren't aware, when Pokemon does damage, it essentially rolls your damage. You can either just do standard damage, get a high roll for higher damage, or a low roll for lower damage. It's a little confusing, convoluted, and well, just convoluted in general. It's kind of pointless, in my opinion. Especially considering you can also toss in critical hits into the mix. Just make the whole damage system in Pokemon overly complicated more than it needs to be. But if you're like a speedrunner or a Nuzlocker, it's those kinds of damage rolls you really need to look out for, because, like, say for example, you've seen attack do like 20 damage on your lower level Pokemon. For all you know, that could be a low roll the first time around, so you may as well, if that knocks you below 50%, you might want to switch out to something else, because for all you know, that could deal even more damage on the next hit, because the next damage could be the standard or high rolls. You can't take those kinds of risks. Especially since when it comes to critical hits, the game is usually against you, so you just gotta prepare for the worst. But, I mean, as I was gonna say earlier, if you guys want me to continue the post game and do other stuff, then yeah, you can either tell me in the comments, or if you leave a like on the video, that tells me that apparently I've been doing a decent job on these playthroughs. And then I can probably continue playing Let's Go even further. Only thing I ask you for me not to do is shiny hunt, because, well, I can't see the shiny sparkles, and oops, did I use Ice Punch instead? Ouch. If I get KO'd, that's going to be a disaster, because I don't think I have any revives, but thankfully I did buy some healing potions, so I should be able to take these guys out in one hit. But I think I'm going to have to heal after this battle. In which case, let me get my device ready so I can read my screen after the battle. And don't get me wrong, and like, I can win this. I've technically done it before. This is actually my second time recording this footage, because the first time around my footage cut out when I was like, I think I just got to the rival, or the champion rather. I think I just spoiled it for the audience there, my bad. But the rival is the champion. I mean, that's typically how it goes in the Gen 1 game, so that's not much of a spoiler, especially since this game is like, what, 5 years old now? I highly doubt I'm spoiling the game for anyone. But if I am, I apologize. Yeah? Did my device not turn on? Ah, fine. If my device not gonna work, I guess I'll have to race the old-fashioned way. Let's see. I think I moved medicine over here, didn't I? And then... okay, looks like I think I'm fully healed now. But as you saw, the teams that these Elite Four members have, unfortunately they decided to specialize in types that are not fully fleshed out. I mean, it is Gen 1, so they couldn't fit everything in, but if you look at the Pokemon types that they have, like, Lorelei is supposed to represent ice, but there's like not enough ice types available. That's why she also has like a Slowbro on her team. Like she has Dugong, Lapras, Jinx, Cloyster. Those are all ice types. I think those are like the only like main ice types in Kanto. And then Bruno's supposed to represent like, I believe, fighting types, but again, there's not enough fighting types. That's why he has a substitute with that Onyx at the beginning. But then he does have other fighting types like this Machamp, the two Hitmons, and I forget what the fifth Pokemon on his team was. I think he usually brings in like 2 Onyxes. And then we have Agatha here. I'm pretty sure that she was supposed to represent like Ghost type. But there's like one Ghost type line in Kanto, that being the Gengar line itself. She has to substitute with like a bunch of poison types instead. And so I changed them to Golbat here. And then let me take this guy out. Oh, hey, level up. But besides having just a Gengar line, she has like the Golbat, the Arbok, this Weezing here. She would probably have a Muck if we were so inclined, but I'm pretty sure she was meant to go for a Ghost type Mystique, because otherwise she'd probably throw like a Alolan Muck on her team in the post game, because in post game the Elite Four they get upgraded. Like Lorelei, she's definitely Ice type because she gets a Alolan Sandslash. Whereas if you look at Bruno, because there's not enough fighting types, he gets a Alolan Golem instead. And Agatha gets a Alolan Marowak. And give me 1 second here, guys. Yeah, someone came into the storage room a second ago. That's where I'm recording from, and they didn't properly close the door all the way. There's still a little bit gap left, which was letting noise leak in and out. And as much as they say that I may not be bothering them, I'm still a bit conscious, because while the employees may not be bothered by me recording this setting, I'm pretty certain the clients may be distracted by me making noise, so it's more for their sake than anything else. But now we're already on Elite Four member number 4, Lance the Dragon type trainer, and just like every other Elite Four member, he chose a typing that's extremely limited because there's only one Dragon type line in the game, which is why if you play the Gen 1 games, Lance has like 2 Dragonairs, 1 Dragonite, or was it 2 Dragonites? I forget. And then he has like 1 Aerodactyl. And speaking of which, here, hello, Aerodactyl. But Lance is not technically cheating per se. These Pokemon are part like the Dragon A groups, Or in Cedra's case, he evolves into a Kingdra who is dragon, so again, he's not technically lying about being a dragon master. It's just he doesn't have access to evolving said dragons. Like even Gyarados here is part what is it, the Water 1 and Dragon Egg groups. Because for those of you who don't understand how Pokemon breeding works, in other games, all Pokemon are categorized into an egg group of some kind. And the way you breed Pokemon is by having them match up into the same egg group. One of the most infamous pairings being Skitty and Wailord from Hoenn, because they're both part of the Field egg group somehow. Wait, was it Field? I think it was Fairy, actually. But as you just noticed, like, Lance is mostly easy to take down because I can just Thunder Punch like 4 members of his team. And then I just Ice Punch the Dragonite. But he gets into Alolan Exeggutor later on. And that Charizard doesn't seem, as a spoiler alert, he gets to Mega Evolve that thing into Mega Charizard X, which is pretty cool, but at the same time is not the first time I didn't, that was unexpected. So in future run-throughs, if you want to go against Elite Four, I'm not sure if they become higher level, but they update their team, so that's something to look forward to. And one more thing that's also updated in the post-game is also the gym leaders. I can also go through the gym leader rematches just for the heck of it, if that's something you guys also want me to do as well for a possible recordings session of some sort. Because every single day in Let's Go, you can do like daily events, like the Sufum Island has heart scales you can pick up. I think Mount Moonstones replenish daily. You can get that one big pearl from watching the Slowpoke in Pewter. Then there's also that nugget behind it, that the Safari Warden's house in Fuchsia. And I think there are a couple of rare candies that may spawn daily. I'm not sure on those fronts. But anyways, we're near at the final rival battle. And the fact is like how quickly you can run to Elite Four if you want to just like grind for experience or money and whatnot. Like as long as you're high leveled and it's like I am, you can pretty much one shot everything and finish the Elite Four maybe like 15 minutes give or take. Too bad there's no aim in the coin because there's no held items in Let's Go, so you can't increase your money. Instead, you just have to do everything I said, like maybe get those free sellable items, like between the Big Pearl and Nugget, that's like 9,900 right there. And then you go through all 8 gym leader rematches. Although you're probably wondering, like, because after we defeated Giovanni, we saw him leave the Viridian Gym, but he gets replaced by someone, which does make sense considering he does become the Viridian Gym leader in Gold, Silver, Crystal, so he essentially takes over right then and there. Which in my opinion is a pretty cool callback to those games, because Let's Go actually has quite a few references to the other games. Like post game wise, you can find the Fairy Trial leader from Alola near the docks in Vermilion City. You can also find the character Green, as she's known in English, although her name is actually Blue in Japanese, but confusion. But essentially it's the girl, the female last trainer from the Gen 1 games. That's essentially who she is, based on, essentially you get to see a little bit of a side story with her in the post game as well. And I think did you quick attack me, Jolteon? I didn't, I missed that. And I think he always saves his starter for last. And there we go, champion is down. Although I still don't understand, like your rival in this game, he's like a friendly rival. He's nothing compared to the original rival Blue / Green / Gary, who is like always one step ahead of you, telling you smell you later. Like this guy, he's like just like a friendlier rival. Like he gives you items and stuff. You think Gary would waste his time to give you items? only thing he does is to impede your progress and just try to stop you from making said progress in your adventure. That's pretty much it. And not to mention, like, the moral of the story here, like, Professor Oak would scold his grandson for forgetting to treat his Pokemon with kindness and love. Whereas here, I think he said, like, maybe he's giving his Pokemon too much love and attention. That's why they faltered when the time came, which goes against the entire moral of the Pokemon franchise. So, yeah, complete flop there. But also in post-game, for those of you unaware, also the Master Trainer battles become unlocked, in which, or like, is like the biggest hurdle in Let's Go, and that requires a lot of training and setup. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to need a lot of, well, preparation. Most likely I'm just going to transfer all the Pokemon that I already have that are like either already level 100 or already have lots of AVs on them over to this save file, because when I initially bought Let's Go, it was like summer of 2019, because like the game came out like, I think it was like November 2018, but I was a bit of a money shortage at the time, and since I tried to buy both games simultaneously in like a big package, like I both Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee together alongside the Pokeball Plus. That was my original plan. But before the games came out, I was in a bit of a money shortage, so I had to cancel that order. I ended up getting World of Final Fantasy Maxima on the Switch instead, which was not only cheaper, but it was still like a Pokemon game, so it wasn't a complete loss. But then in the summer of 19, I managed to get my hands on those Nintendo Online voucher thingamabobs, so I managed to buy both Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee using said voucher, so I essentially had like a $20 discount there. And then for the entire month of, I think it was June, I pretty much focused on playing Let's Go Pikachu, and I easily dumped in 300 hours. Mind you, the first like 8 to 10 of those hours were just getting through the story, but the remaining like 290 hours was just leveling Pokemon up, getting candies, and just getting the Pokemon ready to take down the Master Trainers, because I really wanted to finish everything the game had to offer. Not to mention, some of that time was also me just grinding out Melton candies in Pokemon Go itself, because I also transferred in Meltan and Melmetal. And of course, since I also got the Pokeball Plus during that time period, I purchased it from GameStop. I also transferred in the level 1 Mew you can get, and I actually used it on my team for, I mean, I had it on my team, but I never actually used it, because like there's like no need. The part of Pikachu was just that powerful, because I'm not sure if I mentioned in the first episode, but your partner Pokemon, they come with max IVs. Like, I didn't show off the IV checker before, because getting there is a little out of the way. You have to like go onto Route 11, go into like the little gatehouse, so go to the second floor, and you'll find one of Professor Oak's aides in there. And if you, I forget how it works. It's either you have to catch a certain number of Pokemon, or you need to register a certain number of Pokemon. I think it's register. Maybe like 15 or 30 species, somewhere around there in your Pokedex. And if you succeed, then he gives you the IV checker that you can check in the summary page of your Pokemon to see how many IVs they have. Beyond that, I don't think I really skipped over much of anything. Also, as I showed in the last episode, in this one, Mega Evolution is in this game, and now that we become a champion, you can actually purchase the rest of the Mega Stones here at the Indigo Plateau. I think they're like 20,000 a piece, so they're a bit pricey, but you can essentially you can buy the Mega Stones for all the Kanto Pokemon, like for Pidgeot, Aerodactyl, Gyarados. All the Kanto Mega Stones I think were given by Professor Oak, so you can skip those. But who else was there? Oh yeah, Slowbro, Gengar. I can't remember them all off the top of my head, but I think Alakazam was there too. But honestly, I'm not a fan of the whole Mega Evolution mechanic in Let's Go, because all it does is boost your stats. It doesn't improve them that much. But anyways, this is just a quick episode. I just wanted to play through this, and if you guys want me to continue, please say so in the comments down below. I will definitely do my best to prepare the save file for a whole slew of post-game content. But just as Pikachu would say if you could hear the audio, he said, Pika, the end. So yeah, If you guys enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe. Links downstairs. Well, not downstairs, but down below into my Patreon. And before I sign off, I guess I'll head outside of Pallet Town by first trying to exit my room. There's actually something in post-game the game doesn't, that you can now do, and that's called flying Pokemon. Like, you can now find Pidgeot, Charizard, and even Dragonites flying in the sky. And 3 additional Pokemon as well, but you need to battle and I'm not sure to catch them. Maybe you do. But essentially, you can now fly around in the wild on the 3 mentioned Pokemon that I did mention, and where's the boss's staircase? Oh, there we go. And I guess I'll quickly show it off before I sign off. Although I would like to show it off if there wasn't for this. Oh, now just victory music because I now unlocked that feature. But yeah, now you can fly in the sky. It makes traveling around a bit faster and easier, not to mention, I think most people usually use the feature just to keep an eye out for shiny Pokemon. So like Charizard's one of the Pokemon you can keep around, that's why I kept in my party, so I could show this off. Like, see, you can fly around high in the sky, yay! And then you can just like fly around and just keep an eye out for like any shiny Pokemon that might appear. And since you're up in the sky, you only have to worry about other Pokemon flying in the sky, so you don't have to worry about the Pokemon down below rooting your shiny odds. But yeah, that's gonna end this episode. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Take care.